Nathan Aydelotte is a senior manager at Income School. He puts together their courses, teaches Project24 members, and manages their own monetized websites such as Embora Pets. On this video, you will learn the valuable information he teaches to a voluntary meetup of Project24 members.
As a Brit doing a blog in England, wanting to attract the American market,
yes.
I'm hiring a lot of American writers to write for me, and I'm happy. So I have a lot of my articles in American, and I'm happy with American English, even though some say I should be writing English. What are your thoughts on that? Will it affect ranking in the future, do you think?
There, as you know, there is definitely a difference. One is more proper than the other, and personally, when I read a blog, whether it's English or American English, it doesn't really bother me, the difference. I think your average American probably won't tell a difference. There will be some who may be unfamiliar with a few of the terms, but in general, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
When exactly will a YouTube step-by-step program appear? Because I've heard it mentioned quite a few times for quite a few months.
Yes, so this is something that we are working on. This is currently my biggest project. As you know, we released, I think it's 13 videos that kind of give this, it's not really a step-by-step, it's more of just a, here's how you can start a YouTube channel. But we realized that that's just not exactly what everyone needed. So I currently, to give you just the latest update, I just finished outlining the 60 steps. And so I'll be meeting with Ricky probably today or tomorrow to finalize those steps, and then we're going to start recording. We probably have 20 to 30 videos to record for that course.
So that sounds like about a month?
Yeah, we're probably looking at 2 weeks to a month, depending on our editor. Okay. Depending on our video editor.
Two other quick questions, if we can.
Yes.
Should I be using alphabet soup for YouTube?
That is a great question. That's something we're going to be addressing in the course. The search analysis for YouTube is slightly different. And so while I don't have all the information there, that's more of Jim and Ricky's expertise. So I don't want to give you a bad answer there. But yes, that's not a bad place to start, but there is more to it than that.
Quick question about YouTube. I'm at the stage where I've finished my blog posts in the 60 steps. Now, should I do the YouTube steps now, or do the YouTube course, or wait for the 60-step YouTube course? Which one is best for me to do right now?
So you finished your 60 steps, is that correct? That's what you said?
Pretty much, yeah. Everything except the YouTube bits. Okay,
so the answer will kind of depend on whether or not you want to integrate your website with the YouTube channel. If you are wanting to do that, then I would say go back into the 60 steps and then start doing the YouTube as it is outlined in the 60 steps. Okay. That way it will be connected, integrated with your website. If it's going to be a separate channel, then I would suggest going through those 13 videos, the current YouTube course. Those give kind of a good detailed background, kind of a foundation that you can use for a YouTube channel. And then once we release the 60 steps, it'll just flow right into where you're at. They'll all connect really well.
In the near future, do you have any plans at Income School to have a 60-step style info products course or video course?
Yeah, so with the info product course that we just released, that course is similar to the way that we released the 13 videos for the YouTube course. And so we do have plans to make a detailed info product course. You might have seen in the community our course concierge service. So we have a few people coming to our office where we're going to help them film, and then we're going to take what we learned there and then turn that into the course. And so we are working on it. We're still in the planning stages, but it should be on its way. Not soon, but on its way.
Awesome, that's great news.
Woo.
I use Grammarly a lot. Should I use that and just, when it corrects it, and just upload it, or should I get somebody to proofread it before? Does that make sense?
That's a good question. When I was managing the Creator Studio, we also used Grammarly to check over our articles. We would first have our writers do a Grammarly check on all their articles. Grammarly is good, but it's not perfect. And so I would suggest, depending on your writer, you probably, if you have a consistent writer, you probably know your writer's capability. I would just kind of judge by the writer. If you feel like a Grammarly check is good enough for them, then it's probably okay. But I know for some of our writers, they needed an extra set of eyes on their work. And so there were certain writers where I would just double check their work, even if for different writers, I didn't need to.
Okay, so one more quick question. What about copyright? How do you know if they copied it? How do you check if it's like their own, you know, make like...
Right. Typically it was pretty obvious going through the article if they had copied it. Especially after I was really familiar with the topic, I knew a lot of the websites that were already in the space. And so we didn't do a specific copyright check, but if we saw that we had one experience where a writer had copied, I think, 2 paragraphs, and he was quoting it and he cited the website, but the owner of that website came back and was upset at us for copying his content. And so I had seen the post and what had happened, so we just deleted that portion of the post and then just went on our way.
I'm just wondering, how many sites do you have yourself, and what have you learned from the process, from your...
Yes. So currently, I don't have any sites. In order to keep myself fully engaged in Project24, I don't have a site right now. I built Embora Pets. I was not there for snake owners, 7yearolds.com, so all those income school sites, I was heading up those sites. So what I've learned from those are countless. My personal sites right now, I don't have any personal sites. It's kind of like Ricky. When he started in Income School, he got rid of Cabin Freedom. So that's kind of our deal. When we join Income School, we get rid of our personal sites and then just work on the company sites. So with my personal sites, don't have an answer for you there, but for the company sites, I've learned just a ton. Is there something specific that you're looking for?
What would you say were like the most eye-opening learnings you had?
For me, the most eye-opening thing is just when you write quality content, you will get traffic. To me, that's the biggest lesson that I've learned. And then recently, a lot of the YMYL, the EAT, those have been really eye-opening things, especially with 7yearolds.com. We've really been learning the importance of making sure that you are an authority, or at least having some sort of credibility in your niche. So those are kind of the big main things. Write quality content, you know, have some authority, or at least be authoritative in your writing, and you're more than likely going to have success on your blog.
So my question is related to YouTube again, the structure. And so just like with the blog post, we have the response, staple, and pillar. Will you be, in your YouTube course, will you be providing similar ratio, or sort of, will you be addressing that sort of structure where you've got, how should I word this? Will there be a similar format?
Yes,
right.
I understand your question, yeah. There will be. If you look on the current YouTube course, there's one video, I'm looking at it now, it's video number 8, it's called 9 Video Recipe Ideas. And while with a blog there is a very specific type of post to write, response or staple and pillar, there are lots of different video types. And so we will make suggestions, and it will really depend on the type of channel you have and the type of content you want to create. But you'll probably choose 3 to 5 video types or outlines that you're very comfortable with, that fit well with your audience. And we will have those suggestions in the course.
I do not have a specific question for you. I just wanted to thank you, because I'm the one you helped out with the drones website where the content was copied.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the name of my husband and myself, thank you so much for your efforts that you put into it.
Well, we're glad that was all sorted out, and thank you for your kindness and also understanding in the situation. We greatly appreciate the way you handled that. We always try to keep the community really positive, and it's tough when we see, sometimes there's misunderstandings, and sometimes it's just there are unfortunate things that happen, but we really appreciate the way you handled it, and we're glad that everything is sorted out.
My website is a car-related website. Most of my traffic comes in from the US.
Okay.
But I got a question about quoting other websites. So,
yes.
Let's say, for example, it's a car review, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
A number of other well-known websites will be writing reviews on that particular model.
Yes.
And currently what I'm doing is I'm quoting their articles by I take their words, put them into our own fonts,
okay.
and then take a screenshot of that and place it as an image into our article. And the reason why I'm doing that is I don't want to upset Google in thinking that we're copying other content.
Right.
So is that the best way for me to do this, or what do you suggest?
What we suggest in any circumstance, don't ever copy more than 3 lines. We have found with copyright, if you don't copy more than 3 lines, generally you'll be okay. As far as upsetting Google, if you copy 3 lines and put it in quotations, and then even if you cite your source, then you'll be just fine. I think the way that you do it is a good way, just changing it, especially even if you're putting it in your own words. Are you putting in your own words, or are you just changing the font?
So the entire article is written in our own words, but what we do is we pick up sort of 3 reviews that are done by well-known magazines, and we will just quote that in their words.
Okay.
And we will give source as well. We will give source. So.
Yeah, and I think as long as you give source, that's the key. I think as long as you're doing that, you'll be definitely okay, and that's gaining credibility yourself. As you sort reputable sites, then you yourself will also become more reputable. So that's great.
So I'm focusing more on a YouTube driven sort of project. And I had a question really about brochure sites, and specifically about transcripts, and what your thoughts are about putting transcripts and whether they help or not. And any other sort of best practices really to support on a brochure site.
Yeah, so as far as transcripts, there definitely is an audience that needs that. There's no getting around it. The question is, will it bring you significant traffic? And most likely the answer is no. I don't think, while there are people who would appreciate that, I don't know if it would be extremely valuable as far as building your business. It's worth a try. It kind of depends on your niche.
This is kind of self-help psychology, that sort of space.
Okay. In that case, there might be some way that helps your site. It's worth maybe give it a try, and then as you watch your analytics, see what kind of traffic comes to those pages on your site that have the text for the video. It's worth a try. Like I said, it depends on the niche, but I would definitely give it a shot. As far as the rest of your brochure site, if you look at the Income School site, the front end of our site is really a brochure site. It's true we have a membership site on the back end where all of our members log in, but as far as our sales pages, that's really the idea of a brochure site. You're driving traffic from your YouTube channel to your site to purchase something you have for them. Yeah. And so that I would just say kind of look at the Income School site apart from the membership side, and then just look at the sales pages, a few blog posts to supplement your YouTube channel, and you're going to be doing great.
So you may have just answered my question a little bit, but I have a question on competitiveness of niches in Google versus YouTube. And the advice from Project24 is generally you steer clear of, say, self-help and psychology on Google because it's so competitive and hard to get to the top. Now, is that the case still in YouTube, is basically my question.
I would say no, it's different. It is so true that on Google, that topic is so competitive, it's so, just overwhelmed. That space is so overwhelmed. But on YouTube, the way that it works, the people on YouTube, they get to know you. And when they get to know you, they like the way you do things. So even if you're sharing the same information, it's easier for the audience to love you. And so as you build that relationship with your audience, you can have amazing success. We are so excited about YouTube right now because there are so many opportunities that are closed in the blogging space. Don't get me wrong, the blogging space is still endless opportunities, but YouTube is growing and we're seeing a lot of success there. So I would say go for it. It's going to be great.
Okay, thank you, Nathan.
So I've got a small blog which is 4 years old.
Okay.
That has got small blog posts on it that are supporting videos that I've put on YouTube.
Okay.
Am I better off updating the blog posts I've already done using the blog post recipe to make them fuller, have 1,300 words instead of 300 words, or should I just concentrate on new content for the blog?
What I would do is I would do keyword research for whatever your topic is. If you find that your search analysis matches some of your old articles, then I would do a complete rewrite of those old articles. And I would just expand them. So if you have an article, it's 300 words, and you see that it just needs to be expanded, I would just rewrite the article, give it 1,300 words, give it 2,500 words, and then just go from there. And I would suggest from now on just kind of focus on your new content, and then any old content that matches your new search analysis, just expand those topics.
How disastrous would be the consequences of not being consistent on YouTube?
In the beginning, when you're first starting your channel, that is one of the key ingredients we have found to be part of our success. When you publish consistently, it shows YouTube, number one, that you are active, extremely active with your audience, and then two, it signals to your audience that you are also very active. If you only publish once a week for a year, you have 52 videos. It will give you 52 chances for your video to pop, for one to go big. But now imagine if you publish 2 times a week, you have 104 videos. That's doubling your chance for success, for a video to go viral, or even if it doesn't go viral, for more people to see it. So I would say publishing consistently is key. If you haven't been, then I would just start now. If you don't have the time, just make a schedule that works for you. Maybe even film 4 or 5 videos at a time where you have extra time, and then just schedule them out for the next 2 weeks. And then you don't have to record for 2 weeks. That's what we do. We'll maybe record 3 or 4 videos and then schedule them out 2 weeks. And then when those are done, we'll record 4 more videos. That way it feels a little easier on ourselves.
Thank you. Just another question following on from
that.
Is there a critical mass point where you have a certain number of videos and then you can stop being so consistent at that point?
I would say, first of all, it will depend on the niche. We have seen YouTubers where they publish maybe once a month or quarterly, every 3 months. And they get over 1 million views on their channel, on all of their videos. But rarely, we don't see that very often. And so I would say for your first 6 months to a year, 2 times a week. And then after that, if you feel like you are not publishing quality content, it's not worth publishing twice a week. If you only have quality content once a week, then it's better to make 1 fantastic quality video than trying to squeeze out 2 videos that aren't that good. And so that would be my suggestion. If you can, if you have that much content, then do it. By all means, it will help you. But if you can't, then at least publish once a week with strong, like a super fantastic video that will engage your audience.
Hi Nathan, just sticking on the YouTube content.
Yes.
This is going to be a real broad question, but how can I know what's the best way to research to know whether the content that I'm going to put out is actually going to be watched or ranked or successful?
Right.
And the reason why I say this is because one of the types of content that I started putting out, and I had to put a stop to my YouTube content because of other commitments, but it was Supercar News of the Week. So we would be writing car articles on the website, and I would be giving a sort of a 10-minute show on the news articles for the week. And we probably did about 6 of those shows, and then we stopped. And to be honest with you, it didn't really gain that much traffic. You know, and when I looked at what else was out there, there was no similar sort of show that, you know, if you type in Supercar News, There's not a lot of videos out there on supercar news specifically. So I thought, okay, well, it might be picking up a niche here that, has been a bit untapped. But how would I research whether something that I'm going to do is going to be potentially successful?
The primary way that we have seen is to look, when you're looking into a topic, search for videos, and when you see that they have low subscriber count, but high views, that is kind of how you know if a topic will work. Now, like you said, in your example specifically, you said that it didn't pick up a lot of traction, but you haven't seen a lot of other videos in that very niche topic, the supercar news. And so there's a possibility, if there's just not that many videos there, it will just take time for YouTube to be able to find the audience that is interested in those videos. And so, like you said, you had to stop it after maybe 6 videos. I would suggest if you're interested in finding out if it will work, just continue with it.
Yeah.
And then just see, you'll know after a few months whether or not it's really gaining traction.
I have a site that I started a year ago. I have 17 articles on the site. It's in a really competitive niche, so it's in parenting and baby niche. And I have 2 problems now. The first one is that only 3 articles are ranking, so they get like 20 page views per month, so the others are getting basically 0. Because I did the search analysis wrong. And the other question is, I've lost all my video and all my research material on my hard drive because my hard drive crashed. So basically all the authenticity is now gone. Because I was using my own pictures, me as a person and stuff like that. Would you personally abandon the site, or would you stick to it? Like, would you invest more time to write the other 30 articles according to 60 steps, or would you just say no?
That is a good question. We are sitting in a similar boat. With 7yearolds.com, you know the story, I'm sure.
Talk to Ricky about it,
Yeah, and so we're kind of sitting in the same boat where we are looking at a plan to see what we can do to revive that site. And so we haven't made any actionable work on that site yet. And so if you are looking for a blog that will do well for you easily, easy is not the right term because it's still going to be difficult, but niche selection is so critical because, like the parenting niche is tough. So it might be more worth your time to just leave it for now and then start something that is less competitive, not YMYL, that you also have some authority in. I know that's kind of a long-ended answer, but the parenting niche is tough, and while you definitely could succeed there, it will be more work. That's probably my best answer, is that you can succeed, but you're going to have to put a lot more work in, and it's going to take more time than the expected 24 months just to build your authority back, to build your credibility, to find the articles that work. So it just depends on, do you want something a little bit sooner, or are you willing to go in for it for the long haul, for years and years? Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Good, thank you.
I've had a website before, and it was my name, so that was dieterlecakes.com. I was making wedding cakes. Anyway, I stopped making wedding cakes, and I scrapped the website. But for Project24, I have come up with a new wedding cake, kind of like it's called DIYweddingcake.com. Now, I would like to use material from my old website. Is this a good idea? Will Google punish me, or will Google know that this new website with the new different.com, that is actually, it's the same person as what I've had the .com site before? Or will Google punish me? Will they think that I'm using different content, somebody else's content?
You definitely don't want the duplicate content on the web. So you mentioned you scrapped your old website. Does that mean you took all of your content down, or have you just left it there?
I've just left it, so
I can probably, it's probably better because it was my name as well. And in talking in authenticity, I'm probably better resurrecting the old site. And therefore, because if you Google my name now, it comes up with all these images. Well, I would like to use those for the blog. So I guess you've just answered it. I guess I should just change the site, go back, resurrect the old site, right?
Well, and if you look at kind of what we did with Embora Pets and snakeowner.com, we had some material that would work on both sites. And so what I would suggest is if you have material on your old site, then maybe just leave it there for now and then start new material if you want to continue with your new site. And then eventually you could do a redirect from your old site to your new site. Now, we've seen in the past that is that's an unknown zone. We've had it work very well where we've redirected and the articles ranked well. It took some time, but we've also seen where there was a redirect done and just nothing. So it might be better just to go back to your old site, but that other way is also an option.
Yes, I guess because the name, if I use my name on the new site, it will automatically cause a bit of confusion because, I think it's probably a good advice to go back to the original site. Okay, thanks for that.
I just want to say, hey, keep doing what you're doing. This stuff works. It's just been amazing to me. Ever since I've joined the Income School team, it still blows me away. Every time I see you guys post in the community the success that you're having, it's amazing. So don't give up, keep working hard, and we'll see you guys later.